Oh my. Oh wow. I want to try different filters, but this is awkward. Next one maybe, because it's a bit dark here. Hello. Hello, Hope. Hello, Mariana. Oh my. Oh. It went straight in my eye. Hey, Hilal. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. We miss you. Yeah, the smoke, the smoke was so. I guess it wanted to be light up. Actually, this one, like I found it on the other room, so I guess it was, I don't know. Fire in her. Yeah. Yeah, but it really went straight to my eye. Yeah. It's really cold here, guys. Can you hear my AC? It's actually very loud. It's over there, but it's very loud, and I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. The engine is like. Da, 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 da. And also, you know, it's a coincidence that you mentioned fire and air. I do not have those elements in my chart. I do not have them. It's the two elements that I lack in my birth chart. I don't have fire. I don't have air. I'm all water and earth. And I do as did my parents, Leo and Gemini. Oh, yeah, but I know a lot about fire signs. I'm surrounded by Aries people, so, and I meet a lot of Leos as well. So, yeah, I know what they're about. Sagittarius, yes. Also, I had my childhood friend. She was a Sagittarius, and that's why I always associate Sagittarius with tall people, because I remember she was the one of the tallest in my class, and we had been friends ever since we were in kindergarten. And since I was born a premature, when I was a child, when I was younger, I was always very very short, very small, also very thin, very small frame, very fragile. So, but she would be by my side, and I don't know. I always saw her like this sort of bodyguard, even though she didn't protect me because I didn't need protection from anything, because we had a very beautiful childhood, like we really had fun. There wasn't any kind of, aggression, or at least in the school that I went, there wasn't like a division of, you know, groups and who you hang out with. But she was my best friend, and I remember that she was huge in comparison to mine. She was very tall for her age, even. And I don't know, for me she was like the sweetest person, but very misunderstood because she was so tall. Like, I mean, she was like, she looked different, but she was like the sweetest and also the funniest friend that I had, that I remember, like in the first grade, the second grade, So I always remember her, like this, my friend the giant, like, but, I'm always surrounded by tall people, yeah, but tall and also like very built people, not just like tall. Vanessa, pasé mi examen como dijiste. Oh, gracias. Oh, me alegro mucho. Gracias por hacernos saber. Me alegro mucho. Ve con más confianza, ve con más confianza. No, es una buena experiencia, es una experiencia muy buena. No pongas barreras ni expectativas, solo ve como el caballero de copas. Ve abierta la experiencia. Vas a encontrar muchas amistades. I said I was gonna take a nap, suddenly it was 1 p.m. Hey Samara. Hey Jay. Yesterday, Samara and I, and also Marushka, I believe she was as well, we were in the Lion's Den live. I was able to be in one of her lives. Like, it's been a while since I catch a live stream of hers, and it was great. Like, she's really like, I really miss her. Like, I really miss like her, just chatting. Like I know she was pulling cards because I believe I entered. Yes, I entered the conversation when it was like 30 minutes after it started, and it was great. I saw the replay today, and she was pulling cards for EXO, right? I didn't know, because when I entered, I believe she was just chatting, so I didn't catch the card pulling. But I did rewatch today, and it was great. Like, I love it. I learned so much from her. I love it. Is she working as well? Like, do you know, Samara? Because I know that in one of the last lives that I participated, she said that she was working a lot. So I don't know if in this case it's also like the mix of, her mental state and also like not having time. Probably she's working a lot. She said something about her medication, and That's one of the things that I always like. I always talk to you guys about, tarot reading. When you feel like you are not, you're not doing your best, like, some tarot reading is very demanding, mentally, like, even energetically. Even if you don't believe in spiritual things, you do put a lot of empathy from you, so it's a sort of effort that if you're not okay, you just cannot see straight, so you need to take a break. And there are not many people that are very professional and honest that are like, I'm going to take a break because I don't feel okay. She said her finances are out of order. Oh. Like she can pay for much. Oh. Also debt, that's something that I think that, I mean, I'm used to, because my country is always struggling financially. So it doesn't matter if you have, like, a stable job or if you have a stable income, the prices go up and up and up. So one thing that I learned after working on my own is that I had to put my finances in order. And I had to, be organized in that matter. Because I believe that I was only working to pay my debts, and I think that that's what a lot of people do, but it's not okay, for you to live your life, to be 10 years in a job so you can live day by day. And maybe the only thing that you can have as a sort of treat to yourself, or a good time for yourself, is to order takeout food or go somewhere to eat, and that is your, like, your benefit, or there's the self love that you do, or you buy something nice. And I think that we should, like, I don't know, I just noticed that if my finances were disorganized, it meant that I was disorganized. That, because, in my case, guys, I don't have children, like, and I'm not married. So, but, well, I think that this is also another side, that there's a sort of, like, misconception that because you are single or because you don't have children, you don't have debts. Or that just money, we are millionaires, money, we I don't know, things are cheaper for us. I don't know, and actually we do consume, and we do pay for things, like, in the same, and I do have animals, so I do try to take care to get the best for my animals, for my house, for my family, so it's not that because I don't have children, I don't have, like, bills to pay, or so. Sometimes when I see that I do not have anything to save of money, I'm like, I wonder how people with children do in this economy. Because me, as a single person with childless, I think it's called child free. Is it when you don't have children? I struggle sometimes, and I don't, I don't see, like, a sort of benefit of like, oh, because I don't have children, I don't know, I can save this amount of money on something or for something. No. So it's hard. It's hard. Definitely it stresses you out. Speaking of finances, just heard that Taemin might be at the K-pop club concert in LA in August. K-pop club concert in LA? Wow! Yeah, he should. That's great news. Yeah, I can totally see him doing that. I hope it goes well because it's going to be nice for you guys. You're in summer. For me, that I'm stuck in here in cold. But yeah, I don't miss that much. I appreciate you mentioning that. I'm single. I don't have children or pets, and it's not always easy. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not like really like I share it from my experience. Um, you know, and this also happens to me because I share the sort of the territory with my dad. He lives in another house, and there's this sense that because I don't pay rent, that that somehow life is like easier, or cheaper. And I actually no, because I had to build my house. Like I had to buy the bricks, I had to buy the cement, I had to buy everything, like the doors, to build it. It took me a lot of years of working and not having a proper vacation, and just buying bricks and things to keep um, to build the house. And until this day, even though it's built, it has a lot of flaws. Like, you have to do the remodelation. Sometimes the water is not okay, the gas is not okay. So, it's not like, your destiny is set on stone. It's like, oh, okay, because I have the territory, I don't pay bills. Like, um, but yeah, like I wonder, like, and I really admire people that have children and that have like a lot of things to pay, and probably they got into a lot of debt because they had to move or they had to do arranges in their house. Um, Honestly, like there are moments because since I don't have like a lot of family here except my dad and my cousins, I'm thinking sometimes like about going to live overseas, about just trying to see how life is out there, trying to live overseas, and see that what's like, and experience that. But I don't know, because things are not okay in the world in general. It's not like you go to another country and things are better. So, I don't know. And honestly, I think that I would miss my country. We have our things, we have our things, but we are particular as well. We are very emotional people, for example, I don't know if I would get used to be in a place where people would be so detached or so like cold. I wouldn't be able to live like that because I'm very like emotional. Like even if I consider that I'm not that expressive, like I do crave a connection, and I like to talk to people and I like to connect with people. And there are certain cultures that they just don't do that. They just keep to themselves. They protect what is theirs. They protect their own, their own community, their own place, and they don't care about others. And I do care about others, so I don't know how I will survive. The good thing about being single is, like, I think that it's that, you don't have drama, like in the sense that you don't have, like, I mean, if you are used to having dramatic people, like for example, I'm very chill, but I tend to attract people that are very dramatic. So sometimes I'm like, oh, it's better if they don't call me, or it's better if they don't reach out, because honestly, they bring a lot of drama with them. And also a lot of struggles, and it seems like they're figuring out things for themselves, and I'm also figuring out things for myself. So I don't know, I guess that it's better for me to be in my place and they and them in their places, and that's it. Is Cake on LA includes listed? Temin, Rain, Taeyeon, Stray Kids, WayV, 80s, The Boys, ITZY, G Idol, Everglow, Hyungwon, and Shonu, and more. Oh, I hope it's not all fake. Have to be confirmed. Yeah, I saw that The Boys, Kevin, he did confirm that they weren't going to participate in the sort of was also it was a lineup for a German like a show in Germany, that it also showed another groups, and he was like, we are not going in there. I don't know why our names are in there, so we just have to wait. But I guess that if it's LA, it does make sense. It, like, I mean, Lapillus listed 2, Kepler, Ive, Igni, Zero Base 1, Gravity, Cheese Race, and Mix. Yeah, for that group, that there's someone asking for this Lapillus. Is it this, how it's pronounced? Lapillus? I don't know that group. Or probably I heard of them and I don't know. I'm going to be pulling cards for them, but just general. Like, if I don't read health. I don't read health, nor death, nor pregnancies, I can read in general for the group to see what's available for them. Then I can pull cards also for twice Jeongyeon, Jeongyeon, I think it's Jeongyeon. Xiaojun. Okay, WayV Xiaojun. Yeah. And look what I brought. Hey, Crystal. Look what I brought. This is a new deck. This is a deck that is created by a therapist that I admire and love. She is a counselor from Seattle. She sometimes appears in this podcast that is called Psychology in Seattle. And I had been listening to their podcast for a lot of years. And sometimes she comes, and she is a counselor, she's a therapist. And she's also like a creator. She drew this, she painted this. The art is hers. And she created this tarot deck for therapists. And I just love it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm so excited. I was so worried that it would get lost in the mail, but it came. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And this is a collaboration with other therapists, with other counselors. And the counselor, the other one, The other one was able to, she contributed with putting like questions behind the card. So, for example, if you want to work on yourself, you have, you know, the picture, you have the meaning. I mean, you have the tarot card, and then you have some questions here to reflect about the card that you got. It's great. Like, my clients love it. I had been using this with my clients here in Argentina, and they just love it. They just love it. Like the questions are really very, very insightful. You definitely can tell that this is made by by a professional, because um, it it sparks a lot of conversation about, you know, what's going on. You know, this is exactly the way I want to work with the tarot. When I pull cards, I know I can see what's available, and we can talk about, oh yes, you got this card, maybe you're going to travel tomorrow, yeah, or maybe the thing that you are planning to do is going to take a while, but you're going to get in there. But I also love the reflection part. You know, I love when tarot deck helps me to think, helps me to connect with what I'm going through. You know, for me, the symbolism of the tarot, the symbolism of I don't have to pull many cards. I just can pull, you know, a few cards, and even you can pull one card, and one card can describe your whole life if you just, you know, take a moment to observe it, take a moment to, you know, integrate. What does it mean? What does this really mean when you get a card? You know, so that's what I like to work with tarot, but I also like to work with the person. You know, like, let's go deep. Let's do some inner work. Let's challenge ourselves. You know, this is why when I started reading for idols, I knew it was going to be challenging for me, because I'm used to going inwards. I'm used to, like, you know, being very, like, reflective. And I know that there are some people in the K-pop community that they don't know about tarot, they don't know about mental health. Probably they don't know how to be, you know, just a person that you want to get to know yourself, you know, and you want to go deeper on why you choose certain things, you know. And I think that if you are a fan of K-pop, you have the tool, you have the information in there, the biases that you choose, the people that you don't like, I don't know, the fandom that you don't like, the fandom that you do like, I don't know, your favorite album, your bias record, you know, I don't know, your bias pet, you know, there's a lot of information in there about you. That's what, you know, sometimes when we talk about parasocial relationships, it can get superficial because honestly it's a business. But you have the possibility to transform the love that you have for an idol or for a group, and to turn it into a journey to yourself. Like, why do I choose the people that I choose? Why do I find myself, like, feeling like I connect with their message and not the other's message? You know, there's a lot of things to work on. How can we get that deck? I actually, like, I sent her a DM. This is the, and I believe she has it on Etsy, Lilian. I believe she has it on Etsy. But I DM her personally because, you know, I don't have Etsy here in Argentina. But I believe she has it on Etsy. Oh, in here you have her Instagram. I don't know if you can see it well. Is our text. Yes, this is the front. I guess this is called like Therapist Who Tarot Deck. Yeah, I was so excited, guys, because like I actually like commented in one of her posts, and I was like, I don't think she she is going to reply to me because like she just said that it was on Etsy, but then she was like, oh, but do you have PayPal or where are you from so I can like ship it to you, and I was like, oh my. Like, sometimes there are some creators that I know probably they have a lot of orders, but they just don't, they maybe read your message and they don't say anything. Hey, Cacto, Fino, I already pulled cards for Gonyo the other day. I pulled cards for him the other day. And about the marriage, honestly, like, I don't ask about that. Specifically because it didn't come out in the reading, so I will not go there. The man is it's not about mystery, it's a private person. So if I don't see it in the reading, I'm not going to be pulling cards to ask for it. It's very invasive to do that. Sometimes there are some people that when you pull cards for them, it just comes out that there's people around them or that there's love interest. But if it's not, it's because the person that we're asking for doesn't want us to know. Okay, I'm going to start a reading that actually this reading, I have it written down here that is a friendship reading because this was requested by one of my subscribers, Laura. She wanted me to pull cards for the relationship between WayV 10 and Woodz because the other day, remember, I did pull cards for Woodz. And then she sent me an email that she was like, oh, it would be interesting if you do a friendship reading with 10 because they are friends. Like they have a connection. I don't know if they work together. I don't know if they have. I think she told me something, but I don't remember. So yeah, I'm going to be pulling cards for these two. Why I have the feeling that today is Sunday, because I usually connect at this hour on Sundays, not on Saturdays, but it does feel like a Sunday today to me. Yeah. Okay, then Woodz, oh my, oh, and the thing about this deck is that it's so new and also it's a bit thin, so it is very slippery. Like I have to keep it in the box because if I like lay it somewhere, it like it just does like that, like it doesn't stay still because it's very slippery. Okay, Ten God. What's the name of the deck? Therapist who? Okay. She's a therapist from Seattle, so maybe you can, that you guys live a bit closer to her, you can reach out to her. But I believe she said that it's on Etsy. Okay, Ten God, the Hermit, and Ace of Spirals, that in here it would be like Ace of Pentacles. And from Woodz side, we have the Knight of Spirals, so it would be like the Knight of Pentacles, and also the Nine of Wands. So definitely very strong, I get very strong vibes of both of them. And then from the Oracle, they got the card of Mars in Sagittarius, Domination. Domination. So this is interesting as well. I think that from 10 perspective, you know, I think that definitely in his connection with Woodz, 10 feels very like privileged, or actually very comfortable with talking to Woodz if they share ideas or if they share some points of view. Definitely 10 feels like probably he admires a lot Woodz, because you know I believe that 10 is a very interesting guy in the sense that he adapts to whoever he's talking to, and at the same time he is a creator. Like he's actually a great creator. You know, the Ace of Spirits, that it would be like the Ace of Pentacles here, is called manifestation. The card is called manifestation. So, and then when we have the Hermit, there's a keyword here, and it says quest for personal growth. This is the Hermit card. And it's quest for personal growth. Yes, Therapist Who Tarot deck. So definitely what it's saying is that probably they have very interesting like conversations, and there's something about it that I believe that 10 loves to connect with people that have the same ambition to create as him. And I think that when I say this about creation, probably he talks with a lot of people, probably a lot of people in the industry, but not with all of them. He talks from creator to creator. You know, actually, when he starts the reading with the Hermit, it means that that's a part of himself that he usually, like, he guards for himself. You know, he probably, it depends who he's talking to. If he's talking to someone that he thinks that is not a creator, or is just someone that you know is from another field, another industry, he's like, oh, okay, like I will just talk about superficial things with you, you know. But inside of 10, there's always the creator inside of him. You know, he definitely wants to be better every day. You know, he's always like looking for better connections. It's like he doesn't tie himself to anyone. But also he loves to talk with the smart people, with people that are already like working in the things that he's like dreaming of, you know. And definitely here with the card of manifestation, I think that he could create something with this guy, or at least he wants to. Like he could come out of his shell and actually like share something, some of his creations to this guy, and be like, okay, like let's do this. Because he definitely wants to keep creating. I don't know much about, yeah, it's beautiful, except that it's naked, but yeah, it seems like there's a person inside of that person. And also the Ace of Pentacles, see? The Manifestor. It's like, you know, it comes out of his mind. And I don't know, I just think that he's very, Ten is very smart. Ten is very smart. He knows how to adapt. He knows how to adapt. It's like he will talk with everyone. He's like a guy that he will make connections with a lot of people. He doesn't reject. You know, if you go and talk to him, he will talk to you. You know, he will look at you in the eyes. He will engage in a conversation. But the deepness of the conversation is different. It depends on who you are and who he thinks that you are. You know, it's like, but I guess it does make sense because the business, the industry is so competitive that you're not going to be revealing your plans to everyone. Like, okay, you're part of a group and you are talking about a solo activity. You know, it's like people can be gossipy as well. So you have to be very intelligent to see, okay, who do I talk to about these things, you know? Hey Helium, Hermit cards, seriously often comes out for 10. All readers, all readers. Really? Oh, I didn't see that we had a pattern here. But yeah, it probably makes sense. It's just that I think that the Hermit is the part that is like surprising about them. You know, when you think that you know them, 10 goes back in his hermit. It means that his inner world is very rich, and that there's a lot of things about himself that you don't know yet. It's there, you know. It's there. By the way, it's already mid-2023, and I didn't like any comeback this year. Maybe 1 or 2 songs. Oh yeah, me too, Hilal. I totally agree. I agree. So and then for Woodz perspective, you know, he got the Knight of Spirals that is trustworthy, and 9 of Wands, discipline in adversity. So definitely he's a guy that he had been challenged his whole career, probably. You know, he knows how to defend himself, he knows how to stand up for himself, and he's very trustworthy. You know, he's someone that he's a loyal friend and co-worker. So, but probably they also empathize in the sense of the struggles. You know, definitely he knows what it's like to be the underdog, or he knows how challenging things can get. And probably he understands if 10 has some like shield or some, a posture probably at the beginning of like, oh, I don't know if I can trust you, you know. But definitely he's a very trustworthy guy. In relationships, and probably in his connection with 10, he's a very reliable friend, you know. But definitely he's the one friend that you can call when you're having a hard time. You know, when there's something about your creation or there's something about your career that is not going well, he is the right guy to talk to, because definitely he has experience about what it's like to overcome things in the industry, and also turn them into creations. But then, you know, they got the card of Mars in Sagittarius, Dominion. That honestly, yeah, like they could create so much, but honestly, both of them are like at this moment looking out for their own interest. This is why we have the card of Dominion, Mars in Sagittarius. You know, that it's about like, okay, yeah, like I definitely feel great when I talk to you, and I feel like you get me and I get you. But just there are some things that I don't share because like I don't want to be dominated, you know. And probably the both of them are very strong in character, you know. It's just that like it's not about being assertive or aggressive. It's more about like um, you know, like I have my own strong personality and you have your own, you know, and I think that the dominion here is the dominion of ideas. You know, probably it's like, yeah, you have great ideas, but I also have great ideas. So I don't know if they have this with the card of dominion. Is like they are like, you know, we get along really well, but I just don't want you to dominate me or to just try to take over of the communication or of the interaction, you know, because, you know, I am the one that does this in the collection, not you. You know, it's weird, but yeah, it's about dominance, yeah. It's about like, okay, who is the smartest of the two of us, you know, something like that. Hey, Fluffy. But yeah, very interesting, very interesting. But definitely, I think that the Dominion card, it also has to do that they are very free and independent. It's like I said from the beginning, they are friends, like they can be acquaintances, they can share a lot of moments, but at the end, they will think about what's best for them. You know, they are like that. They are in this mode of like, yeah, I like you, like this was great. But now I'm going to go back to be me, and it's going to be all about me, you know. Not the beefing over the same thing. No, it's not a confrontation. It's more about like who is the toughest, you know, or who is the one in control. You know, there's always someone in a group of friends that is like the one that wants to carry the conversation, and the ones that wants to be like, oh, talk about, you know, their accomplishments, and be like, oh, because I know about this, and maybe the other one be like, yeah, I also know about that. You know. So I don't know. I know 10 is a box full of surprises, but I don't know that Woodz guy. I don't know. I don't know where he comes from. I don't know his. I will have to observe him. I don't know much about him. Okay, I'm going to be pulling cards for Lapillus. This group Lapillus, how many members do they have? Because I don't know nothing about them. I have been reading their name in the comment section a lot, but I don't know who they are. Like, I don't know. I haven't had the chance to check them out yet. It's really cold. And guys, are you free to be see tonight? Do you want to be see? Because I know that tonight we are going to be ordering some pizzas. I don't eat pizza, but I'm going to order some empanadas for me. And we're going to have some drinks as well, so I have free time to join BC. If you are around, maybe we can BC. So bring your snacks. Bring your snacks. Yeah, because I was thinking about going out, but tonight is very cold in here in Argentina, honestly. Like it's very cold. It's very cold, really. Like, yeah, so we can catch up, so we can talk about our things. Our things. Okay, well, I'm going to pull cards for Lapillus. I don't know why you want to call them Lapillusus. No, but it's Lapillus. Lapillus. Oh, they got the card of domination again. The card that I pulled for 10 and the other guy. Okay, Lapillus. They got the card of strength. And look, this card is so cute because it's called a strength. This is the strength card, but in here the keyword is self-love. I never seen like picture the card of the strength as self-love, but this is a great, like you know, this is I love this is why I love to buy from creators, because the creator, it's, you know, it's they had tons of tarot decks, and we all know the cards, the keywords associated to the arcana. But when they give it their own spin, you know, I just love it. I just love it. And you know, guys, that if it was for me, like if it was up to me, I would be buying a lot from creators. But honestly, since I don't have Etsy, I cannot do it. I cannot do it unless they're kind enough to send it to me, you know, or to, you know, so I can send them the payment and they can do the shipping. Because honestly, I cannot, I'm sure in Etsy there's a lot of beautiful creations, but I just love this. Happy Pride. Pride weekend here, super busy in my building until everyone goes out dancing. Oh yeah, I'm sure the preparation. Yes, wonderful to embrace strength as self-love and self-love as strength. You know, and also thinking that, you know, since we think about the strength card as this card that, you know, we usually see the lady, the maid with the lion trying to tame the lion, you know, and I think that also it lets you know that when it comes to self-love and self-acceptance, you don't have to force things. You know, you don't have to put a strength into it. You just have to be more gentle, you know. It's great. Okay, strength. 4 of Swords, the hiatus card. We can never get away from the hiatus card. And 6 of Wands. The Empress. Oh, look at this Empress. It's so interesting. The Empress. Abundance. She's so interesting. I love it. I love it. And I love how she has the white hips, you know, because the Empress is about, you know, sometimes it's pregnancy or it's, you know, the creation of new life and new projects. So, you know, there's a lot of people inside of her, like there's, oh, it's good. Well, and then from the card, Mars in Sagittarius, I cannot show this because there are 2 naked guys wrestling in here, so I cannot show it. But yes, Dominion, Mars in Sagittarius. Okay, so honestly, I think that these girls, like Lapillus, because I know someone asked for health, so I'm guessing that probably there's something that it has to do with the members' health. But honestly, here with the strength and the 4 of Swords, definitely I could see that they had a sort of break, or that maybe they are going through some kind of solitude, you know, like they had to rest. I don't see it like physically, but probably mentally, you know, they put a lot of themselves. I don't know if they had a comeback or if they had been working hard on something, but definitely it had been challenging for them at the beginning to stay strong. You know, there's this sense of like, okay, I have to stay strong. But the cards also advise them that if you have to stop, like if you have to slow down, you know, that you can return even stronger, that you can return, you know, feeling better, that there's no need to push it, you know, there's no need to go into total exhaustion to achieve something. And so I definitely like, I would advise them to have sort of I wouldn't say a break, but a proper rest, because they had been worried so much about something. I don't know what. But then after this rest, I see them like working. I see them working and actually being very victorious. They got the Six of Wands and the Empress. So I think that the group is going to be okay. Actually, there could be a lot of growth, a lot of abundance for this group. I don't know much about them, but it seems like they're going to do well. Like they are going to do okay and they're going to be successful. But yes, probably, they do need a bit of a rest, or they do need to change, their lifestyle. Maybe there had been some I think that probably they had been like trying to control or trying to repress the feeling that they needed to rest. There's something about them not letting themselves or allowing themselves to rest because they feel the need to be victorious. They definitely feel the need. They feel the strong desire to make it. So they're like, rest? No, there's no rest in here. We keep going because we have to accomplish this. Honestly, like I see them like being very victorious and also abundant. So they're going to be okay. And also with dominance. Now, domination. Mars in Sagittarius, definitely I see that they could win something. Like they could actually be a very interesting force, like somehow like being like very prosperous and also having some dominion when it comes to the charts or when it comes to the sales. They definitely have this strong desire. Yeah, all the little people in her body. Yeah. So I think that they're going to accomplish what they want. They're going to accomplish what they want. But also here with the card of Dominion, I think that they are in this process because the Dominion is a card that also you see two people wrestling. Two men wrestling, and I also see, I remember about the strength also being someone that is somehow trying to tame the lion. So there's a lot of force and intention put in here. Definitely this group wants to make it. And they are ignoring a lot of things about their needs or their bodies or probably their health because they want to make it and they know the time is now. So they have this strong desire to dominate. So I see them very focused on that and they're not going to stop. Even if the most advisable one would be for them to take a break. But yeah, they're going to be successful. They got very beautiful cards. They can surprise a lot of people if they haven't already, because since I don't know much about these girls, probably they are already like beating some records or actually doing very well, and I have no idea. So please, guys, if you're a fan of them and you want to send me some links or something so I can look what they're doing, like yeah, everything is welcome. Everything for education is great, like because I don't know much about them. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Jeongyeon of Twice. Jeongyeon of Twice. Is this girl okay? Okay, for Jeongyeon of Twice. She got the Four of Cups, the Hermit. You see, very, yeah, very isolated, very isolated. If you notice, the Four of Cups in here, you see the Four of Cups and you see the person alone, And in here with the Hermit, you also see the person, yeah, but you see their inner self standing alone. So probably she went through a lot of moments of feeling very, very isolated from the rest, even though she can be in the group and she can be like in presence, but her whole persona is separated, is contemplating, is in her, in her inner world. The Lovers, Ten of Swords, and Five of Swords. And then from the Oracle, she got the card, yes, Sun in Leo, Fortune. So yeah, despite these are very challenging tarot cards, but this is great. Yeah, they like to make comments about her weight and company. Yeah. I think that honestly, she is. Have all the Twice members decided that they are going to continue with JYP? Or like, did all of them decide it together, or are those that they're still waiting to see? They all resign. Yeah, because she got the Lovers card, so definitely she's like in a sort of crossroads in her life where she has to make a choice. And I think that it has to do that she has to face like poor girl, because I believe that she went through so much, but there's still a bit of crisis that she still has to like somehow express. It seems like there's, because in this, if you see this, they're all reflecting of what's going on inside. So this is like the sort of person that sort of battles up everything that is going on inside of them to keep functioning in the real world. So definitely here with the card of choice is like you have to make a decision. You cannot keep like ignoring that you had everything bottled up inside of you, because probably in that moment it was the best thing you can do. You didn't have, the possibility, the time, the tools, you didn't have the right people around you, so you just have to buckle up and continue, and the show must go on, and that's it. But now she has the choice, she has the opportunity to actually acknowledge that she had been feeling very bad mentally, and that she had been in this process of destroying her old self, and this is very Scorpio. I know that she's a Scorpio. So there's something about, let's acknowledge that you went through a lot. Hey, Marion, let's acknowledge that you went through a lot, that this is painful, that you had been sort of like pending on agony, that you had been suffering, that you probably couldn't sleep well, that it was horrible. Like, let's work on that, let's give that room, get it out of yourself, get it out, don't pile it inside of you, get it out. You know, get it out. Don't get in the hermit mode. Don't get in the hermit mode of like, okay, I'm so self-sufficient that I'm not going to bother anyone with my problems. No, you have to speak up. You have to, of course, not to the audience and not to the fans or the community, you know, no, just, you know, on your own. But I think that she needs to destroy herself to start all over, you know, and she knows this, that she has to go through a sort of transformation. But in order to do the transformation, she has to transit the pain. She had to talk about the uncomfortable things. You know, she has to have that sort of uncomfortable conversation with herself. You know, she has to acknowledge that this was awful. She has to let it out. She has to let it out because actually she is in the final stages. She's in the final stages of agony. She's in the final stages. She is in the Ten of Swords. But she has to do it in order to rebuild herself, you know, because, you know, she definitely is going to do great because she got the cards of Sun in Leo, Fortune. So probably, you know, in Leo season, we are going to see a sort of glow up of hers. But until then, she has to work on her issues. She has to work on herself, and then she's going to get the fortune that she needs and that she deserves. Then she's going to be shining a bit more and probably getting more opportunities and being able to get back out there on her own, probably, you know, doing things by herself, not so much with the group, but, you know, doing some individual work, like also working with her image again, you know, being the protagonist again, like being on the front of the choreographies, you know, being there, you know. I know that she hasn't been hiding. I know that she had been working. But this is about connecting with happiness again, connecting with joy, you know, when you really feel like so excited, when you feel so like warm inside, you know, you need to get out of the cocoon, you know, you need to get out. You need to get out of the hermit, like go, shine like you know. She's going to be very fortunate. This was just a process, like someone said, like a sort of phoenix. This was challenging, this was tough, but this wasn't the final destination. She's going to rise up again. She's going to be fortunate again. You know, this is not the final destination. She still has, you know, another rebirth to go through. And she's going to change, you know, and this is much more than to talk about, you know, appearances. But I think that this talks about self-actualization and you feeling satisfied with who you are. And probably for her, not only because of criticism, but maybe the changes, because I don't know if she had medication, I don't know if she had, you know, a certain medical things that they changed her whole life. They sort of put her whole life upside down. And she had to transit that anyways, and then get back to work. Then expose herself out there even when she wasn't ready. You know, but the good thing is that she's going to finish the transformation in the front of others, and she's going to be very lucky and very fortunate. Because she's going to look the prettiest you ever seen her. And also she's going to glow, you know, she's going to feel very good about herself. And this is not about achieving a certain look, a certain weight. No, this is about herself, like feeling like herself again. I think that definitely when I get the Ten of Swords here, the agony, this is literal agony. This is not mental. This is pain in her body. Do you see how she has all these swords, all these spears in her back? Like acupuncture, it sounds. You know, like this is literally the pain that she feels when she has to move her body. So, you know, it's not easy to be her, and it's not easy You know, this is no joke what she went through. It's no joke what she went through. Do you always interpret the Ten of Swords as physical pain as well as mental pain? No. No. I usually don't I don't associate it with physical pain, but in this case, I saw it and I thought about it. I thought about it because I felt it. You know, I felt the need to say it because I think that it's a pain that is in her mind, but is that sort of agony in your mind and in your mindset because you are tired or feeling physical pain. You know, when you're going through a chronic pain, I don't know if someone had gone through, I have a chronic disease, so I know about it. Like, it's like you have to live with it, and you have good days and you have bad days. When you live with a chronic pain, when you live with pain all the time, your mind gets affected a lot. Your mind is like you cannot think straight, and you get so frustrated, you get so angry, like everything is like exaggerated. Every little thing that happens for you is like a huge thing, because in your mind you cannot stop thinking that there's something that is hurting you. So it drives you crazy, and it puts you in the edge of feeling hypersensitive. And you don't have the mood, you don't have the patience, you don't want to hear other people. You're like, please, like, you cannot even smile, even if you want to. Like, you don't find anything amusing, nothing is funny. So, you know, it's tough, it's tough. It's not easy. That's why, you know, sometimes people that have a chronic pain or that they went through some kind of injury, then they eventually, some of them develop depression. Because depression is not just like there are some people that just, you know, unfortunately, they just wake up one day and they start having the symptoms of depression because of something, you know. But there are some people that when you go through some issues physically, you start like having depression because you cannot stand being in your body. Being in your body, feeling what you're feeling, and no one understanding what you're going through, it can push you to depression. It can put you into this sort of cage where you cannot just be. You know, you see everyone smiling and having fun and just living their lives, and for you, nothing is funny. Because you cannot stop thinking about that pain. It's annoying. It's always in the back of your mind. You know, it's like it's sort of a guest. You know, it follows you around. So that's why, you know, when people talk about depression, there's a lot of factors about being depressive. You know, it's not just like, oh, it's this, you know, this depressed me. No, it can be, there are some people that struggle with chronic pain their whole life, but they don't know what they have, or they don't talk about it because they're like, oh yeah, I'm used to having it, so I don't know. I think that it will go away eventually, and no, it doesn't, you know. And even some people that take medication and you don't, you know, you have to live with it, and it affects you. Yeah, it affects you. Yeah, see, the Ten of Swords is such a striking image that I'm often drawn to interpret it as physical pain too. Yeah. Yeah, some people also talk about the Ten of Swords, like, you know, that the swords that they are in your back, some people like interpret it as the betrayal, or probably the past past discussions and the past criticism of people around you. So, it's all those words, all those criticisms, all those negative opinions of people that you carry on your back. Especially when you are like, you're going through a bad time and people just cannot stop criticizing you, and you want to pretend like you're not hearing them or you're not reading them or you're not paying attention, but actually the words get to you. This is why the Ten of Swords is also like with the person like on the ground and in defeated. Just like, okay, you want to keep criticizing me, keep going because I'm already defeated. I'm already defeated. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for WayV Xiaojun. Yeah, of course, Rafi. And also, like, you take it the way you want to take it. Sometimes I find myself like seeing some interpretations that I never seen before or association. So you just go with the flow of what you see. Okay, like do not take like, oh, because in the book or because I said no. You just connect with how that image makes you feel. Interpret it. Be free to interpret it. Use your intuition. And also because you cannot interpret it long, you have to see the combination with the other cards. In the Ten of Swords, you cannot really see the swords, right? You only feel them. You don't know where they're coming from. Yeah, you don't know where they're coming from. Yeah. You just know that they keep coming. That's why it's the final stage of the minor arcana. It's the final stage. Because it's like, okay, I had been carrying all these swords, all these attacks. I have been carrying it. And now what? Now that I'm defeated, the only thing that I have for now is to accept that this defeated me, but I have to get back. I have to get back on my feet. I have to get back. I have to overcome it. Because they hurt me, so what? There's not any other source left, It's just like, it's the final step. It's the final grade of suffering, It's the final grade. That's why it's great to take the moment to learn from it and accept it and say, okay, yes, I was hurt. I was hurting. I am hurting. And then move on. Don't hold on too tight to the pain. But yeah, with the pain there comes a lot of emotions, frustration, anger, sadness, there's a lot. But yeah, what others do to us, we cannot repair people, but we can repair ourselves. Okay, he got interesting cards, Xiaojun. We start with the Four of Spirals, that is like the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Nine of Spirals, Four of Wands. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Moon in Gemini, Adaptability. So I think that for WayV, Xiaojun, I love this reading for him actually. Because he's like, with all the chaos that I have been going through and that the company is going through and that my teammates are going through, I'm going to just try to stay alive in here. I'm going to survive. He's a true warrior. He has a very optimistic spirit. I love it. I love it for him. He's like, oh, I'm going to hang in there. I don't care what people say. I'm going to survive this. I don't care what others do. All I know is I'm going to hold on really tight. Actually, the Four of Spirals, that is like the Four of Pentacles. If you remember, the Four of Pentacles is like this person holding on really tight to the Four Pentacles that he owns. And I definitely see him, Jeongyeon somehow Jeongyeon being very stubborn and being like, no one is moving me from here. I'm not quitting. Like, I'm here. Like, I know that probably like that, hell is breaking loose, but I don't care. No one is taking my place. Yeah, no one is moving me from here. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. Like, and he also has the Seven of Swords. That is, that in the traditional Rider Waite is the person that is walking away with the swords, and he's trying to escape the situation. So I definitely see him like, he's like, yeah, there's a lot of things going on around him, a lot of opinions, information flying around, a lot of people probably with different points of view about what's going on. So he's like, I'm just immortal here, and all I care is about my coins. So, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to be the best fighter that I can be, and I'm going to survive this, and I'm going to do it in a very clever way. He's going to be very skillful about it, Also, trying to remain very positive and very witty and very like funny, to somehow like not let others see his cards. He's like, okay, like I don't want to show that I'm super excited, nor that I'm sad. So I'm just going to act like nothing is going on, But he's like, this is an endeavor for me. This is like a mission for me. The mission for me is to keep advancing, because I'm very overprotective. I work really hard to be here, so I want to survive, and I want the best for us, definitely. So he's like, okay, whatever comes, whatever proposition, like, also with he got the Nine of Pentacles as well, The Nine of Pentacles is about self-love and self-value. It's about you recognizing also that it took a while for you to get this recognition, for you to get here where you actually are like, I'm proud of myself. I actually overcome a lot, and I'm happy. And I know that this is not a moment to celebrate, but I learned so much, and I feel like in comparison to others, I'm not that bad. Like, I feel like I have a lot to give, and that when they ask me to give my side or to give my talent and to perform and to show up, I did it. So he feels very proud of himself. And also he feels very gratitude. He feels a lot of gratitude towards the people that gave him the opportunity to be part of the group. This is his reality. This is not him, trying to speak for others. This is about him. This is a very personal reading. I think that this is very important because the Nine of Spirals, that is like the Nine of Pentacles, it shows a single person. This is about the individualization. This is about him as a person. Him as a professional, he feels gratitude. He feels very grateful for the whole journey. This is why he's not going to give up. He's going to adapt to whatever comes, And with the Four of Wands, he also is ready to celebrate something. So I don't know if the group is going to accomplish something together, or if they're going to have a sort of comeback that is going to be very prosperous, but he's ready. He's ready to celebrate something with others. He's ready. He's very excited, he's very optimistic, and he's like, I'm going to take the simplest occasion and I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate because he I don't know, he feels so You know, and it's funny how he starts with the Four of Pentacles and he finishes with the Four of Wands. It means that this guy is settled in his career. He knows who he is, he knows where he is, and he knows where he's going. So you're not going to move him from his objective. He wants to give the best for the group. It doesn't matter what others think about the group, or if the group is going to be successful, who is going to get in, who's going to get out, what is going to happen, what is, he's like, I don't care about what other people think about the future of WayV. All I know is I am WayV, and I'm going to defend WayV and my role until the last day, And also with the moon in Gemini, he's also feeling very playful, very communicative. He's like, I'm going to adapt. Whatever they ask me to do, like you want me to sing, rap, dance, and do all of that at once, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adapt. I'm an entertainer. This is what I do. This is what I sign up to do. So he is, I love him. I love him. I love his energy. I love this guy. Oh my God. I don't know if I've done a personality reading on him, but he's so, and I love that he gets so protective. He's like, no one is moving me from here. Like, I'm going to do what it takes. He's like me during constant Twitter fan wars, minding my own business. Yeah, he's like, you're not going to take the pride that I have of being part of WayV. Like, you have no idea how much how this represents for me, how important this is. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my teammates. Like, for me, this is a party. For me, this is a happy moment. He's so talented. He's gifted in every way. He's too much of a gem. Yeah, you go, Xiaojun. Oh, really? He's a music show MC? Oh, I'm happy. Yeah, he's like, put me to do whatever. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. Yeah, he's a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. Definitely. Yeah, I actually got very excited, because we had been reading for heavy energy in the past. And I'm glad that to finally have an idol that actually have all this motivational kind of, and I don't know why I feel like his energy is like, it seems like it's too much for his body. Like it's like, it pours out of him, like it. Cool MC is a regular salary. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, his energy is contagious. Yes, he's a very sweet guy. Definitely, I can see it. Yeah, he's a warrior. He doesn't know what it's like to quit. He's like, oh my, there are fireworks. He's waving a fake magnet. Oh, another real one, but he feels like a magnet. Innocent vibes, happy-go-lucky. Leo Sun, Cancer Moon. Oh. And who is the magnet then of WayV? Ah, Jeongyeon. Oh. Jeongyeon is so nice as well. I watched the interview that he had with Eric Nam and 10. It was great. I love his mindset. And also, I believe that I pull cards for him. I pull cards for him. Oh no, it was Henry. It was Henry. Henry was also like, life is good. Don't bother me. He was also in denial. He was like, everything's great. I don't know, but maybe for YB, their mindset is very different from whatever is going on. Like, I think definitely I don't know much about the differences in culture between other Asians. For example, you have Korean, you have Taiwanese, you have Chinese, you have Thai. But it seems like when I read for this group, for example, for WayV, in comparison with other Korean artists, every time I read for WayV, it's like, yeah, we know we are not in a prosperous moment, but we will continue. Like, we will continue until the end, until the day they are like, okay, don't come back, or something like that. It seems like they are like, I'm going to just wait. I'm going to give it my all. Like, they have that very instinctive kind of nature of being like, I just don't worry. I know, the conditions are not great. They know, definitely. But there's a sense of dignity. You're not going to see me crawling. Like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and I'm keeping my hopes up, because I know I'm worth it. I know I have, I know I've done my work. So, I don't feel less. Oh, Libra vibes. Oh, Libra. Oh, yeah, he's a Libra like Henry. That's great for them. They definitely need the positivity. Yeah. It's like they know that the circumstances are not the best, but they are not like, pointing fingers at each other and plotting and being like, oh, whose fault is this? No. They are like, okay, we will wait. We will wait. Things will get better for us eventually. So I admire their mindset. I admire it so much. Jeongyeon has Pisces moon and Henry Taurus moon. Oh, that's the difference. Definitely. But both of them are gentlemen also. Like, yeah, definitely, Helio, because, I see that when I read for other groups, there's a sense of a lot of competition, and there's a lot of finger pointing, like, oh, you give this person this, oh, why don't you give me this? They're always like looking at what the others are doing or getting. And this is normal, because actually, this is not far away from reality. In the workplace, in real life, we had all been like in these kind of situations, when you are in a group of work and you see, some people getting promotions or some people getting benefits, and you're like, these people, they barely show up. Like, or I don't know, I believe and I feel like I've done more. I don't know, in the gossip, in the workplace, there's always there. So I think that this is not a cultural thing. But there's something about the WayV members, that I have been reading, that they have just a mindset that is like, feel no pity for me, because I don't feel pity. I will continue working. Probably other people in their places would be like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Love it, love the group, so no, they are getting along and there's good atmosphere between them, makes me love them even more. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go because here it's freezing. My hands are freezing, actually. Like, I'm trying to, to keep it warm. I do have my heater on, but I don't know, probably it's not working because I'm freezing over here. But yes, this was great. Thank you for the recommendations of today. And tomorrow, I think that I could go live at the morning at 10 a.m. my time. So, because I wanted to bring out and I want us to discuss and talk about parasocial relationships in K-pop. So I thought that that would be a very interesting topic to talk about. So it will be interesting to see, how that goes, and also if there are some readings pendant or carpooling, I'm going to do them as well. But yes, thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you. Have a great weekend.